So tonight I want to talk about this idea of like the role of women because I feel like the thing that happened in the red pill movement is a bunch of guys came out playing purity politics. They were like, those whores, those sluts, those blah blah blahs. And here's what I think a lot of people missed, specifically just a lot of like average women, because like some other people have made videos about this, and I will try to find those videos specifically and to like give you guys some like a point of reference of what I'm like talking about. But if you walk through the world as like an average person, like you're going to have like really average experiences. And if you have a pretty stable, like middle class existence and community, there's going to be a ton of other people who are also living very similar to you. So these are like, the nurses, the doctors, the servers, the just people with like jobs and bills and like routine. It's the middle class, the upper middle class lifestyles, the extracurricular activities, the getting better at routine, things like that. Like all of those things are normal. All of those things are, how do you say, like they're happening, they're going to like continue to happen. They're average experiences. And so the girls who are making a fuck ton of money on OnlyFans are not these girls. The girls who are having the average experience. There's a lot of girls who have OnlyFans accounts that just aren't making a lot of money. The girls who make it to the whatever podcast are doing well. Like, they're only using those things for clout to get like even more than they're getting now. But there's a lot of users who aren't making a lot. So like the really, I don't know, not to be like everything is high school, but kind of like the attractive people like get stuff. And now how does this play into the role of women in like society and in life? Because I feel like some people are missing this. Like I don't know, I see it every day because I get bachelor, like I'm a server and I get bachelorette parties. So I see the brides. And it's like they're all really pretty. All of them. All of them. Like I don't know. That's just, and I just had one table tonight that was actually really, really funny. So there's this girl, she was really tall, like really pretty. And like she literally had a picture of her husband, but her husband, he's some NBA basketball player, but he's like, so she has like a fold out of his face and then a life-size statue of how tall he is, and she's already really tall. She's like maybe like 6'1", and he's like 6'8". So these, and she had his face blown up. So these are like two really attractive, really tall people, and it was just like, this makes so much sense. It just makes so much sense. And this kind of got me to thinking about something else that's kind of interesting. Like, I don't know why, but in the Black community, I never see that. Like this girl she was white, and her husband was also like white, and they were just both like really pretty, like really attractive people. And I'm like, why don't I ever see two like just really attractive like Black people who are like that, right? And then I remembered, because like here, I honestly think this. I think that like for this woman, like she sees herself in her husband. Like she thinks that she is really pretty. I think most people would like agree, and I think he thinks the same thing. And they found each other, and there's probably a bunch of other characteristics like values and stuff that they share that would make it so that they're like great for each other. But like I also think that they're probably like really attracted to each other. And that matters. And I'm saying like there's like no examples of this in the Black community, and this brings me to another. There's this video that's been going around where there's this Black girl who she started talking about how, you know, ghetto Black people are over, ghetto Black people are over. And here's the thing, like I also saw that like Drake posted a song with Sexy Red, J. Cole posted some song called Grippy, which is like I don't I, of all the songs he can make right now, why the fuck would he be making that song? And I feel like here's the thing, like most Black people all over the world are poor. So if you're a Black woman and you're watching this channel, you have to realize how privileged you are. First of all, just to have found my channel, because like the algorithm is going to push other like urban women to you, because most Black women in the world are that. But you know, as we have these anomalies, you know, it's like Kiana Naomi's got almost 1 million subs. Kelly Stamps has like 700,000 subs. These women are being pushed out into other communities so that there's some example of like Blackness. Now, I actually work in hospitality, but I had never seen the show The Bear until a bunch of people who I worked with basically started telling me that my personality type is very much so like Ayo Edebiri's in The Bear. And then I was comparing this with some of my coworkers today, and they were like, nah, a little bit, you're a little bit more quirky, like call me kooky. It's pretty funny. Whatever. I think it's because I make a bunch of Harry Potter jokes all day, and like I just put people into houses. It's kind of funny. Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, so other people who don't work in hospitality though, they watch The Bear. And Ayo Edebiri has introduced like a new version of like Blackness in the real world. She's playing a character that really does exist, like a person who just goes to culinary school, who works in restaurants, who works in fine dining, who just like who's gone through like you know, the Surf Save food certificate and like training. Like she knows all these things about the kitchen that you need to be like a really good server, and the show just highlights so much of that, right? And yeah, like I would say I just agree with a lot of it. And before I started serving, I didn't know like a lot of that stuff either. I know it all now, right? Because I've been doing this for like a year and a half. It's been, you know, about, yeah, it's been like a year and a half. Been serving like full time. So, um, it's super interesting. Very, very interesting. So, also, tonight was like such a great night. Like, I didn't work a double or anything. I worked like one night shift, and I got like, it's not a crappy section, but like it wasn't really like the bomb section. There's this section called the penis that's so funny. Did not get that section, right? But I got this other section, and it was pretty dope. I made like $700 tonight. That's before tip out. So there's still tip out. I didn't actually count my cash tips, so I don't know how much I made in that, but I was thinking about doing if you guys want me to do this, let me know, because I will. I was thinking about actually like on Patreon, starting a Patreon where I actually just talk about like the logistics of every shift. Like I would give you like a financial breakdown of like how many hours I worked, how much money I made. Because I think the place I work, we're averaging like $65 an hour, something like it's between $50 and $65 an hour. So I don't really know. You can say that's good or bad. But sometimes you do way better than that. But that's like the average. So given like the worst and the best, like most nights, if I work like 5 hours, I'm walking out with like $300, like for sure. But usually like way more than that. Yeah, because it's like, well, is it more than that? It's like 3 to like tonight I got out at like 10, but usually I'll get out at like, you know, 9:30 just because I'll get cut. So yeah, that's like 5 hours, right? Anyway, so where was I going with this? This goes back to this idea of like the Black community or whatever. I don't want to put all of the onus here on the men, but there are a lot of things that they probably need to do to like be better. But let's talk to women for a second, because like there are a lot of dusty black men. I actually didn't tell this story, but I will now. So there were some this is like last week, there were some rappers from somewhere from like, it was a group of them, but some of them were from Baltimore, Atlanta, Detroit, I think. And they come in the restaurant with a whole bunch of like fake jewelry and like fake diamonds, fake watches. But they were like, they were musicians or something, and I'm just like, this is fine. Like I said, like even tonight there was like some NBA player's wife. We had like some major league baseball players who are in, like politicians. Like there's always someone in there who's like currently balling, who just, you know, is just there. Or even people who aren't like super famous, they're still like balling. Like they're like always there. So I don't know, every single person who comes in, any person you really meet, you should probably just treat that person with respect, because you just don't know their story, you don't know who they are, and you don't know who they're going to be. So anyway, that's not the point though. But so I go greet this table, and then it was just a little strange because like I didn't notice this, but and this is just something maybe some people who are watching my channel should realize. Like a lot of people who serve, especially the people who serve at like the places that are like hot spots, you know, places where they're like really popular, they have high, you know, high reviews online, places like that, those servers have like other opportunities. Like they probably have done other things. If you do probably a very small amount of searching, you could see the shit that I've done. Anyway, so like some of my coworkers have had really good jobs, and so like even the jewelry that they're wearing is like very expensive. And so like the funny thing was like one of my coworkers had like the knockoff, the real version of the knockoff that the rappers at my table were wearing. He saw them, and then he noticed immediately that they were fake, and he was like, why are they wearing this like fake jewelry? And then he like noticed that the carats in his diamonds weren't shining, so like those were fake, and then the gold wasn't like brighted. There was, I basically got an entire jewelry class about how like everything they were wearing was fake, and he just asked like, why are they even wearing it if it's fake? And I think there's this idea of like fake it till you make it, and I just wonder like, who are they stunting to? Were they trying to stunt to us? Because like even like my diamonds are real. I only have one pair right now, but these aren't fake. They're like $800. So I mean, if I didn't have these, I just wouldn't wear them, right? Like I know like all the jewelry that some of my coworkers are wearing, they insured it all. So I don't know. Like, who are you stunting to? Ask that question to anyone. And I would ask it to them. It was like a very strange occurrence. And I couldn't really, I don't know. I just didn't understand, like, I guess why they would do it. I guess it doesn't matter. But I guess like I would ask like, who are they flexing to? And maybe this is a part of like urban Black culture, where maybe it's to, hopefully not you if you're watching this channel, but if they were flexing to you in the past, ask yourself why. What is it about that that's making you believe that they are, what does wealth look like? Maybe this is another or a nice time to introduce things like stealth wealth or wealth, quiet luxury, old money, right? Like there's like the Lil Wayne new money sort of thing, right? But then there's also just like old money. Think the people who built the railroads. Warren Buffett. Well, Warren Buffett's kind of like newer money, but I mean, he's old, but even, yeah, like we'd have to go back. It's all the people who you don't know their names. Or maybe that guy from like the Louis Vuitton guy, he's really rich, but he's kind of like newer money too. I can't really think of any of the old money people, but maybe we can do a class where we like go over it. There was a time I was very interested in that, so I looked it up. I don't do that anymore because why? I'm not chasing any grandpas. It's not really my thing. Except Tom Brady. I'm kind of interested in like the personality type of Tom Brady and the next supermodel that he has on his arm because I'm just fascinated. Personal passion projects. Also, I just thought it was super weird that the guy liked a picture of my cat. Like, why do you care, sir? Why do you care? The cat is named Giselle. It's not named Tom. Maybe I should like get a cat and name the cat Tom. Oh, that would be super funny. Okay, anyway. So no, there yeah, I guess I didn't actually pull all of these thoughts all the way together, but I did kind of want to come on and introduce kind of all these themes as just like real examples in the real world that are currently happening. Maybe to just get more Black girls to get their like minds buzzing to think like, what are the guys in my life doing for me? Oh, this is where it came up. Okay, so why aren't Black guys taking Black girls out on dates at really casual, normal spots frequently? And here, so something that I always see Black guys taking other women from like other races out, and that's fine. Like I'm not a person who's like anti-interracial dating. I personally don't care. But you would just think there'd have to be like some, just statistically, like some Black guys would have to take some Black girls out on some dates. Just there'd have to be like one or two, right? I never see it. I never see it. And so this is like, I saw Nick Cannon, he posted something and it was like something in the Black community, and in my mind I'm sitting here thinking like, this is bullshit. And I just want to call it out. Like, Black women, you should like literally stop listening to anything that Black men are saying right now, because like the down badness is beyond repair. If you see yourself as like a woman, especially like a woman in the world, like most Black guys are like, they're just actually not doing it. Like, look for yourself. Go not on Instagram, right? Because Instagram will show you people from all over the United States, and then you'll get this idea. You'll be like, oh yeah, oh, I'm so happy for her all the way in like Utah or something. What the fuck? Like, yeah, go out in your community, wherever you are. Because like the things in your life have brought you to where you are. So I would just assume that you would just know some other Black people. See what those Black people that you real know in the real life are doing. Because I know there are like Black people who live in my building. Like I said this before, but I don't ever see them out. Like all the Black people, the Ethiopian people who live out here, they live in somewhere called Antioch, and it's like a Black community. They don't like downtown, or it's like, I don't, what? There's like really nice restaurants. Why don't we ever see them? Where they at? Like, everybody can't be poor, but a lot of people are poor. So maybe that's why all the rappers and stuff have to keep coming out with these like impoverished songs so that they can speak to the masses, right? They need songs about poverty and like downtroddenness to like speak to the masses, because they like literally never escape poverty and downtroddeness, even though if you were to just leave that community, or maybe just be inspired by someone who was not a part of that community, you would see for yourself that like nobody likes that. Is not an ideal way to live. Not to be funny, but it is kind of what Kanye West was saying in a little bit. Like, it's not like slavery definitely existed and all that, but some of the things that, you know, some, especially Black people, are experiencing are at their own hands. Like, you're living like this because, like, you're not really trying to do better. And if you were, you would be doing better. You just would, because it's like, there are opportunities. I'm not saying that there's a million opportunities. I'm not saying everything is just and fair. But when you're aiming for like the lowest tier of like middle class American existence, that ain't too far to get. Like, if you're trying to live my life, this is not like totally out of reach. Like, I'm not big balling at all. And even on my best days so far in my life, like, well, I don't know. On my best day, I might have been big balling. Like, on my average day of like now, like, if you just worked kind of hard and tried, like, you could get this. This is not that hard to get. Anyway, I just wanted to pop in and say that if you're new here, welcome. I'm Olivia. Like, suss out the vibe. I tried to create some playlists on the homepage of this channel. If you want to learn more about me and some of the other shit I have been interested in that I'm interested in now, you can feel free to like go look around. There's some interesting stuff.